Gun Meme Review. What is up, you sexy YouTube mother lovers, and welcome back to another episode of Gun Meme Review. Man, we have so much to talk about since the last time I did one of these. In this episode, I played with Ukrainian murder drones with Garantham and admin. Lucas called night vision owners queers. The Titanic claimed more victims. I accepted a YouTube boxing match, and somehow Russia just had the world's shortest civil war. You know, I usually exaggerate my intros a bit, but I'm kind of alarmed at how accurate that all was. But without further ado, let's just jump right in with the Russian stuff first, I guess. So the TLDR, for those of you who aren't paying attention and don't really care for the inner politics. Wagner Group, or Wagner Group, technically I think is how you're supposed to say it, is a Russian private military corporation, much like Blackwater for the United States. So think of it as like Putin's Blackwater. They're guns for hire that have been fighting for the Russians in Ukraine. Well, they had a disagreement. So the CEO of Wagner pulled their forces out of Ukraine and marched them into Russia and started taking over government buildings, which, mega-based, Russia forgot the most important rule of the streets. Trust nobody, not even yourself. Military personnel and contractors in Russia right now. Change team. I honestly didn't have attempted mercenary coup in my 2023 bingo card. Zach Hazard's tweet pretty much sums this all up. I really wish I weren't living through a major historical event right now. This last 3 years has felt like the final season of Game of Thrones. They're just cramming every plot point they can into the smallest time period possible. This one came straight from edgelord Elon himself. How girls sleep. How boys sleep. They fucking don't. The boys are monitoring the situation with Wagner Group. I'll be honest with you, yeah, that was me. It was wild, dude, okay? You don't normally see that shit. 1 second, the war in Ukraine's in a stalemate. The next day, the private military faction that's fighting for the Russians there decided, you know what's less guarded than Kiev? Moscow. I know there's more to it than that. I'm using broad strokes here, but that's how it looked in the beginning. But at time of recording, it seems that they've reached some sort of agreement. The Wagner Group guys are going back to their forward bases. Which really sucks, because with every conflict there, usually there's massive opportunity once it's over. Brandon, buying another AK factory after the Russian Civil War ends. Wow, Wagner Group, you only have 20,000 AKs? That's crazy. You really should have more than 15,000 AKs. I mean, what are you only going to do with 10,000 AKs? I mean, 7,000 AKs just isn't going to do it.
10,000 Kalashnikovs for a battalion. Your stocks are dangerously depleted, Dmitri.
While this wasn't exactly the most dramatic coup attempt of all time, anybody who knows anything about Russian history wasn't terribly surprised to hear that a coup might be happening. Because you know what our friend Dankula says about history?
Because history is like poetry. It rhymes and it's a bit gay.
Speaking of all this stuff with Russia, wouldn't it really fucking suck if you ordered something from Amazon thinking it came from the United States, and then in reality your package is stuck in the middle of this? That may lead to unexpected delays. As it turns out with Amazon, US seller doesn't exactly mean it's in the US. That is where Cultivate comes in. Cultivate is a browser extension that brings transparency to consumers when they shop on Amazon. It shows you seller or product origins while showing you cheaper prices on same or similar products or local alternatives that can be picked up same day or shipped. You can get cheaper prices on stuff you're already buying and you're keeping the money local. Cultivate alternatives are on average about 30% less expensive than Amazon, and they can usually be picked up same day because it's local or shipped within 48 hours, even without Amazon Prime. Cultivate is free to download, free to use, and you can even earn cash back, again, by buying shit you were already going to buy. All you have to do is click the button that looks like that, and you're activating free cash back. So you're finding better deals than Amazon, getting cash back for stuff you were already buying, and sticking it to the communist Chinese as a little cherry on top. Let's say I'm buying a drill press to do unspeakable things to my semi-auto AR lower. Here we see it's made in China, but we do have the same thing for sale locally. Anyhow, Cultivate is a free extension for Chrome or Brave if you're based. Check them out using the links in the description and in the pinned comment. Thank you for sponsoring the video. Back to the content. So moving on from that, Lucas. Lucas, never failing to be one of the most entertaining figures in the entire gun industry, took to Twitter calling the night vision community queers, essentially. Quote, "The night vision world has become pretty queer the last few years, especially with its marketing. I'm hoping we can fix some of that. That's a big reason we started carrying night vision." Random attack on the night vision community successful. And don't get me wrong, I understand what he's trying to say. You know, the whole moon's out, goons out, everybody's just taking pictures with their friends' nods or going into fucking crippling debt to try to look cool on Instagram. Despite the fact that a lot of these people have not and never will actually use nods the way they're supposed to, get a good IR unit and go out and go fucking hunting for pigs or people or... I don't judge. Do as your heart guides. But of course, it instantly became a meme. Corporate needs you to find the difference between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture. Lucas, the night vision industry. Queer. So according to the dictionary definition, as per Google, the first use of the word queer is an adjective that says strange or odd. There's also the verb, which is to say to spoil or ruin. And then there's the second listed dictionary definition, which just means it's fucking gay. Take your pick as to which one he meant. It could be any of the three. I'm just throwing it out there. There's a little bit of extra context. A follow-up tweet after this, of course, became a meme and kind of blew up a little bit. Lucas posted this. The moment I realized men buy night vision to see other men better at night. Is this gay? Hold on now, hear him out. He might have a point. Night vision sus? Why are you, as a man, buying night vision? Eager to see other men in the dark so you can fuck them later in the moonlight? Not gonna lie. You're painting me in a box here. I guess you could take Lucas's approach to the whole night vision thing, and I understand where he's coming from, I really do. Or you can take the print, shoot, repeat tact on night vision.
They're called knots. I got knots. I'm flexing on you.
I know which one's more fun. Here's a couple extra memes, just as a treat. And I swear I don't have a gun. No, I don't have a gun. No, I don't have a gun. Seattle police has determined that that was a lie. Oh yes. There's a reason I bought this. Yes, we're going there. Yes, we're doing that video. And by going there, I don't mean going there in terms of dark jokes. That was to be expected. By going there, I meant we're going to hell.
Several days later.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back from testifying against the ATF before members of Congress. God, this life gets fucking wild sometimes. So as you can expect, I've now got some memes about that as well. But before I do that, a gun meme review tradition to ease with the transition from topic to topic, a Marty Robbins meme. Big Dick Marty, the MiG pilot, does a drive-by. Big Tech 9, for real. Nissan to the limit. Oh fuck, I'm getting arrested. The arraignment's dance. The bail bondsman's call. I hate prosecutors. Snitches get shorter sentences. Saddle felon. 18 long years. Stuck in the shower with you. Nissan to the limit. Long version. Man, this shit just gets more and more fried every day. There are some of these memes you guys have made that really, they're just too zoomer for me, and I'm not quite sure I get it. And I can feel myself actually becoming disconnected and becoming that old man, before my eyes, which is terrifying. It reminds me of my own mortality. Please stop. So, the ATF thing. Between when I started recording this video and now, I have actually released another video about me testifying against the ATF. Basically, it was a congressional field hearing put together by a couple of members of Congress about ATF overreach. I was asked to give testimony and answer some questions, which I was more than happy to do. Shitting on the ATF is kind of a pastime of mine at this point. But the pictures that I posted did lead to some good meme fodder, I will admit. When the prosecutor pulls up one of my memes as evidence and no one in the courtroom laughs. I guess it really does kind of look like I'm on trial here. I can assure you I was not. Yet. Your Honor, I simply do not vibe with the law. An interesting approach to take in court, right up there with, Your Honor, my client pleads oopsie daisies. Your Honor, shut the fuck up, because you wasn't even there. Yo dog, this is what my lawyer looked like. I'm going to jail. That face you make when your buddy is talking about how well he'd do in a shootout with the feds, but you've seen his groupings at 5 yards. We all know a guy like this. And if you don't know a guy like this, you might be that guy. Her dad telling me I used to hunt a lot in high school, but after Vietnam I just got so tired of killing. This was the third sentence he ever said to me. Me cleaning his shotgun on the floor, completely speechless. I think this was on Reno May's story. I think he posted this. I choose to believe that was a real interaction. It might have been. Putting out my Reno signal. I want to know if that was real or not. But yeah, there was just a couple good memes out of that, so I knew I was coming back and filming this gun meme review anyway, so, I had to include a couple. So anyhow, back to your regularly scheduled gun memes. So anyhow, as I'm sure all of you knew by now, that Titanic expedition didn't go very well. A couple billionaires loaded up on a somewhat makeshift submarine, which those aren't words you want to hear together, and plunged way down to the bottom of the ocean to try to check out the wreckage of the Titanic. It, did not end well. At least that's the official story. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but I think the killer whales are at it again. Yes, that was a stretch, but this is Gun Meme Review, and that was the only fucking gun meme that I saw about this whole thing. The memes were seriously fucking everywhere. It did, however, give me an excuse to use this for a transition. I think I downloaded the wrong Titanic movie. Did you, though? Or did you download the right one? So anyhow, back on the farm, moving to the next topic. Drone warfare is pretty based. If you're like me, you've probably watched a lot of the Ukrainian drone footage by now. And regardless about how you feel about the war and, our involvement in it, are we giving too much money, are we not giving enough? At the end of the day, we're still dudes. If we see 4K war footage show up in our feed, we're gonna fucking watch that shit. But what's more than that is I was invited to go out with Duranthum to fly out to Idaho and play with some real Ukrainian murder drones.
You guys want to play Real War? Dude, Real War! Play Real War! Airsoft! Airsoft!
Yeah, I think Mike just wanted to drop grenades on us.
Go, 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 go!
It was actually a really fun time. If you haven't seen the video, I'd recommend it. But of course, as to be expected, you get me, Duranthum, and Admin together. There's gonna be memes. Me and my buddies watching the live feed as the raid team gets taken out by the remote explosives in my hallway. See, I knew that would come in handy one day. And here my ex said I was crazy and I should see therapy. Well, who's crazy now? Me, hungry at 3 a.m. and looking for a snack. The bag of shredded cheese in the back of my fridge. It's okay, little guy. It's all gonna be over soon. My dad telling me I'll never find a, quote, big titty goth girlfriend. Me. Not with that attitude, Dad. It's not my fault I scared away the last one with the remote-activated hallway explosives. I'm just a king trying to defend my castle. So how was your deployment in Ukraine? Me. This generation's PTSD brought to you by Best Buy. And of course, some of the meme templates from the shenanigans between the three of us also came from Admin's videos, top 5 guns of Duranthum's collection video. Me. Student loan debt. Nod's debt. This meme is not helping your case with that whole queer thing we mentioned earlier. And of course, the timeless classic, Brazzers. And now you can have some more gun memes, as a treat. Emotional support tube. The waiter at Denny's, politely asking me to leave. Me, who just wanted a meal. This picture's from one time I was helping out my buddy Zeus with a music video, and he wanted me to bring my AT4 into a nightclub. Good times. Anyhow, in this picture, he's actually explaining to me that if I wanted to get my start in gunsmithing and weapons technology, all I have to do is go to SDI. After all, they are the main sponsor of the channel, and we love sneaking in little shoutouts like that. Links are in the description in the pinned comment. If you are a fellow man who wears tactical gear, military attire, or bike gear, race gear, etc. for any reasons, and you have pictures of yourself, please, my DMs are open and I have a huge kink for all of those and would love to see people in any of those. What a terribly written tweet. And we have a based Wendigoon in the wild, calling a spade, or in this case, calling a fed a fed. Why yes, I would love to be your trad wife on your compound with so many guns, most of which unregistered. Where do you live again? Other Zoomers when they turn 21. Now I can drink alcohol. Young firearm enthusiast. I got to buy a handgun. This was no shit me when I turned 21. I think my 21st birthday, I had 1 beer just to say that I did. But I basically immediately signed up for the first CCW class I could find. It's back when I was in North Carolina too, and North Carolina's kind of weird about that. I think you need a pistol purchase permit or a CCW to be able to buy a handgun at all, which is really weird. Such a stupid system too, it doesn't fucking do anything. Like, I understand the purpose of making sure like you're not a felon, like so you need a concealed carry permit or a pistol purchase permit that's approved by your, sheriff or whatever. But that's to buy a handgun at a gun store that already does 4473, Nick's check, that whole thing. The people who make these laws don't fucking know the law, let's be honest. Joe Biden, you need F-15s and nukes. And the business, we call this foreshadowing. Yeah, I hate that whole fucking argument, you can't fight the government, the Second Amendment's useless, they've got tanks and drones and blah blah blah. Well, for one, the last 2 wars that the US military has gotten involved with, air superiority and tanks and things, farmers with AKs seem to do okay. Second of all, drone operators have families. Whoa, who said that? Wow, where'd that come from? Third, well, this meme. Why do you think you can beat the Army and the Marines? LOL. Why do you think they will fight for you? Making a lot of assumptions about allegiances here. I could go into more detail on that one, but, hey, I'll leave that to your imagination. The NRA, according to gun grabbers. The NRA in reality. Yeah, no. It blows my fucking mind. Like, I wish the NRA was what gun grabbers seem to think it is. In reality, there's a lot of really good groups to support that do, in my opinion, a much better job. Like, National Association for Gun Rights, Gun Owners of America, Firearm Policy Coalition, such like that. Organizations that don't, for example, have a history of selling you down the river. How would you feel / react if you found out your next door neighbor had over 40 guns and over 10,000 rounds of ammunition? Well, of course I know him. He's me. And it's over 40 guns. It's really over 40 guns. A gun bunny posting a routine racy picture of herself on social media. Martin, age 54, married with 3 kids, openly posting the most filthy, explicit comment imaginable about what he would do to her. Some of y'all need to come get your fucking dads. They out here on Instagram acting down bad. I've known a few girls in the industry that would routinely take those really just awful comments, screenshot them, and then send them, DM them to the significant other of the gentleman in question, if they had put their spouse in their bio. I'm not saying either party's necessarily right or wrong in that scenario, but I am saying it's really funny. One more thing I will mention, I think my eye's mostly better now, but if you noticed in the beginning, I had a little bit of a shiner going on. It is because I've been getting in a couple rounds of sparring in preparation for the YouTube boxing match that I agreed to. I am going to be fighting Action Man in Misfits 8. The fight will be in Nashville, Tennessee, July 22nd. If you guys want to check it out, I'm going to go ahead and leave a link down in the description for where you can go ahead and, I guess, sign up to watch the show. It should be a fun time. I don't know, I'm enjoying it. It's giving me an excuse to get in better shape. And if you think learning how to box is easy, I fucking promise you've never tried it. So much cardio. So much fucking cardio. But I've been doing a lot of training, working out pretty hard, so I'm putting my money where my mouth is when I told you guys, I wanted you guys to be sexy YouTube mother lovers and to get in shape and get motivated so the AKG Nation can collectively be sexy YouTube mother lovers. This is gonna age really poorly if I lose. Anyhow, that wraps up this episode of Gun Meme Review. I appreciate you guys staying and watching all the way to the end. And as always, I will see you sexy YouTube mother lovers in the next video. Or in the ring. Or in real life. Later, guys. Thanks.
Fuel is my obsession to make the perfect weapon, like Rasputin's rise to the top.
Man, we have... Fuck. We don't have fuck. When the prosecutor... Jesus.